this need and risen to the challenge. And also this training. Now, in other industries, training of the people concerned once would be sufficient. But here, we have to constantly invest money for training and retraining. So that is again a major challenge that all of us are facing. And again, we are prone to various other pressures, not like other industries. However much you may be good in doing your business, you would be subject to various other external pressure, like this world health problems or the crisis in Middle East. Every time there is a crisis coming up in the world, you would be subject to that kind of effect. So you have to be prepared to handle such kind of situations. And also this is subject to direct and tough control of the government. You can't do whatever you want. And you have to develop your business plan to suit the government requirement. So that is again a major challenge. And also this is a high risk business. Now today the airline industry have to face this two-tier system where the government will have to be prepared to pay compensation on two bases. The moment an accident happens, the people who are affected have the right of asking $100,000 of compensation. But if they can go and prove in courts that this accident happens due to negligence on the part of the airline, it would be unlimited. So you have to be prepared to pay that kind of situation as well. And after all that, you have a very low return on investment. I think if we look at the various kind of business in the world, this doesn't come anywhere around within 20 business that make better return on investment. And also it is to be environmentally responsive. Now, nowadays, various governments have started imposing tax on aviation. Now, very recent discussions at the International Civil Aviation Organization decided that there should be tax on airlines emission. So, unless you have your planes to meet this environmental requirement, you will not be able to make your airline competitive because other airlines will be having a better market edge. And also, in addition to that, your performance will not be looked at by your own achievement. Now, nowadays, International Civil Aviation Organization conduct audits on the state. Now, if we don't perform as the Civil Aviation Authority, you would have a problem. That is the problem the Thai Airways is facing today. As an airline, Thai Airways is a very good airline. But their regulator is not that up to the mark. So as a result, now Thai Airways is faced with a lot of embargoes in regard to their commercial rights. So therefore, you alone cannot make your airline success, and as the government, we also have to do our part. And after all, this is a very glamorous industry. So all of us are still looking forward to join and continuing our business in this area. So with all that, I think you have a huge challenge, and I am very pleased and also somewhat motivated to see you have adopted a new motto to change from blame culture to problem solving culture. And so with our Honorable Minister's assurance and the government support, I think the airline will grow from strength to strength. And in that regard, whatever the Civil Aviation Authority has to do to support your activities, of course, without any compromise in safety and security standards, we will be joining hands with you to do the needful. So I wish all of your effort to be fruitful and successful. Thank you very much for inviting me to talk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dharmasiri. Thank you for your kind words, sir. And we also take this opportunity to thank our chief guest for joining us here this evening, the Honorable Kabir Hashim, the Minister of Public Enterprises and Development. So we understand that you're having busy schedules, and amongst those busy schedules, you made it possible here with us, to be with us here this evening, and you shared your message and words with us. So once again, we'd like to say thank you for that. We now would like to momentarily draw your attention towards the screen for a message by the Chief Executive Officer, Captain Suren Ratwatta.
Good evening to all YASA members on the occasion of your annual general meeting. I hope you have a wonderful evening. On behalf of the management team of the company, I have to say that we regard YASA and new members as part of the management, people we work together with as we strive to turn the company around and return it to profitability. As you know, the focus is always on the customers. We have to ensure we provide the best service and value for money to our customers, and all the members of this organization are a vital part of achieving that goal. The big challenge in the airline world is to raise our revenues while keeping down our costs. And while we appreciate the need on the basis of your organization to optimize the salary and benefits of your members, we must always bear in mind that we have to be a commercially viable organization if we are to have a future. So once again, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to more of that as we work towards restructuring the company.
That was your CEO sharing his message. And now we'd like to invite our keynote speaker to make his address. Dr. Ajantha Dharmasiri has over 2 decades of experience for both the private and public sector in a diverse environments, including Unilever and Nestle. He has engaged in consultancies in 15 countries in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. He serves on the boards of the National Institute of Business Management, Citizens Development Bank, and the Association of Management Development Institution of South Asia. Mr. Dharmasiri is the director of the Postgraduate Institute of Management, and he has been an academic for over a decade, associating with PIM in various capacities, such as a lecturer, researcher, author, academic supervisor, conference speaker, consultant, and trainer. As an academic scholar, he has presented research papers at international conferences in more than 10 cities in Asia, America, Australia, and Europe. He has published articles in local and foreign journals and is also an author of 6 books. He has won many accolades, including the gold medals for best paper in 2 international management conferences, and in the year 2010, the Platinum Award for the alumni of the Postgraduate Institute of Management for outstanding academic contribution. He won the prestigious IPM Lifetime Gold Award in 2014, being the highest honor for an HR professional in Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the esteemed honor and privilege, and may I invite the rest of the audience to please stand attention as we have our keynote speaker who will make his address. A round of applause to Professor Ajantha Dharmasiri, Director and Chairman, Postgraduate Institute of Management, University of Sri Jawaharlal. He'll be on the topic of drive change. Everybody, a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Good evening, my dear friends. I'm here in front of you as a passenger of your wonderful airline, yours to fly, our world. And I know I'm standing in between you and your dinner, and I know the spiritual intelligence is getting higher and higher. So my task now is to share a few thoughts as a learner in management. I believe in lifelong learning, and change is something fascinating for me to experience, to explore, and to see what extent we could excel. So let me start with your very interesting theme, transforming from a blame culture to a problem-solving culture. Let me have the liberty of summing it up, saying from a blame culture to a fame culture. Fame through claiming together the victory that you need, moving beyond the desired break-even point, and to make it a profitable airline. So I am, as a passenger, would like to share some thoughts with regard to change. As Buddha said long time ago, only permanent thing in the whole world is change. Everything is changing. Even the rate of change has accelerated. Do we like such change? Interestingly, someone said, the only one who likes change in the whole world is a baby with a wet diaper. Everyone else, They resist change. They dislike change. They are uncomfortable with change. But we need to change for better, hopefully, not for worse. And I think you have been changing. When I saw that beautiful video at the beginning, I saw how it has changed from Air Ceylon to Air Lanka, then Sri Lankan with Emirates, Sri Lankan without Emirates, Sri Lankan with Mihin, and when Mihin became Bimin, Sri Lankan without Mihin. So this is the future. So we need to look at change. My little experience in driving change, being at the helm of the only self-financed higher education institution in Sri Lanka, the PIM, Postgraduate Institute of Management, is that you need to begin with the change vision. Begin with the end in mind. As Walt Disney said a long time ago, if you can dream it, you can deliver it. So everything begins with a dream. And when I talk about dreams, some people ask, what type of dreams? Certainly it's not what you see after lunch in some organizations. When I go to their places, I see a lot of people dreaming. And when they see me coming, they say, hey, wake up. And they still keep on dreaming, sometimes whispering, Mage sihinaya mata dakinna idarin. Mage sihinen mamudan langnoan. And they keep on dreaming. That's not the dreams I am referring to. I am referring to the dreams for the future. It reminds me of the story. I am sure your kids must be enjoying the fairy tale Alice in Wonderland. Alice was a beautiful girl and she saw a wild dream. In that dream, she met few funny creatures. They were playing in a beautiful lawn beyond which there were so many roads. And one such creature, Cheshire Cat, came from a branch of a tree and approached Alice and asked from Alice, Alice, where do you want to go? And Alice said, I don't know. And the cat says, you go in any road will lead you to the place called I don't know. Is this happening in our lives? If we don't know where we are heading, we will end up nowhere. In Sinhala, we simply say, Danagana giyot kataragama, no danagiyot ataramaga. In a recent seminar with a large gathering, I shared this story. And at the end of the story, I asked them, are you Kataragama people or are you Ataramaga people? They said, we are Kataramaga people. Neither here nor there. And at the end of the seminar, one person approached me, Ayyo sir, roka parana katawak ni. Then tino alut katawak. Ke mokadda? Danagara giyot wattala, nodana giyot mattala. That's a newer interpretation of it. So you need to begin with the end in mind. Vision is extremely important. I remember going to an organization and asked from the CEO, tell me your vision. CEO called the secretary. She came and opened a locker, took out a framed picture full of cobweb and dust and wiped it and showed it to me. This is our vision. For me, that's a hanging vision, not a living vision. You need to have a living vision. And I remember doing some work with a leading bank and I asked from the bank branch managers whether they know the vision of the bank. And they struggled and finally they coined something and told me this is our vision. I was not convinced. I told them, have you shared this vision with your branch team people? They say, yeah, we talk about it every meeting. And it reminds me what Honorable Minister said about the turkey. So I said, I'm going to come to one of your branches within next 2 weeks and I'm going to randomly pick 5 people and I'm going to ask them whether they know the vision. And their faces change and they suddenly started thinking and one person asked, sir, when are you exactly planning to come? So they were not sure, they were not clear. I hope Sri Lankan is a better place with regard to vision. Some organizations I see visionary leaders. They drive the organization towards positive change through a clear vision. Sad to say, some other organizations, we see some visionary leaders. Their main interest is to survive, not to sustain the results. So we see a mixed scenario. So we need to drive change with a clear vision. You need to know your mission, your purpose, why you are there for. In Sinhala we call it Mehevara. I have seen that beautifully placed in your aviation academy, Mehevara. Sometimes if you don't have a good Mehevara, you have to call people Mehevara. Mehevara, that's what is happening. So you need to ensure you have a clear purpose in moving forward to drive change. And I am very happy to see the Executive Association forming a union and consolidating it and collaborating for the better. And executives, I believe, should have authority. Executives are the people who execute things in an excellent manner. I remember some time ago, one of the universities, there was a very elderly chancellor. When he came for the convocation to deliver the certificates to the graduates, he was given a small pieces of paper where the messages were written for him to read out. So he looked at one message and he read out, "By the authority vested on me by the University Council, I confer you degrees." Authority vested on me. So if the authority vested on you is not properly used, it becomes wasted authority. I presume the executives here would not waste their authority, then it becomes athiroti, not authority. So you need to ensure that authority is used for a meaningful purpose with the right vision and ensure everyone works together. Together you can do wonders. And I think one observation that I see, sometimes when the processes are complex, you tend to get complicated. I am a believer in simplifying processes. And I think if you can simplify, you can simplify. That's what I look at it. So you need to reduce the complexity. You need to ensure that you have proper processes in place. And for me, the most precious resource, human resources. You need to take care of them and ensure that they are engaged and they give their best. I remember going to Vienna recently and I visited a farm 2 weeks ago, and there were 150 cows. It is a beautiful farm with robots, automation, all in place. And I saw how much care they take to look after their cows. And then when they produce milk, they get high quality milk. And I was told that that milk goes to produce happy cow. When the cows are happy, the product becomes high quality. And I was wondering, if they can take care of cows that much, how much of effort they should put to take care of human beings. I shared this story in Doromadalawa, and someone sitting next to me said, "Dr. Mekane, ඒ රටේ පශු සම්පතට සලකනවා මානව සම්පත වගේ, අපේ රටේ මානව සම්පතට සලකන්නේ පශු සම්පත වගේ." I don't know how far it is true at Srilankan Airlines, but I know it should be different. So the whole point is, the cutting edge factor is human resources. Unless you take charge, unless you give the right person the right opportunity. I have been very critical. I have to be forthright with you. 3 days ago, there was a one-day conference organized by Ministry of Economic Development, jointly with European Chamber of Commerce. And I was asked to talk about holistic human resource strategy for Sri Lanka. And I shared similar sentiments, and I asked, as a learner in management, my pet area is strategy. And when I teach vision, I always ask the question, what is our country vision? Honorable Prime Minister comes with an economic vision. His Excellency the President comes with an environmental vision, agriculture vision. Another minister will come with a megapolis vision. Where is the holistic vision? We need to have a consolidated, holistic vision for the nation. Then only we need to put everything aligned in line with that. I wish if Honorable Minister Kabir Hashim were here for me to share this. So this is a critical success factor. And I had been observing, I'm very sad to say, connections have become more important than competencies in certain cases. Connections get the person to the job, but is that the right person to do the job in the right manner, in producing the right results? We need to look at all those things if we are to talk about driving change. And we say the private sector is the engine of growth and the government is the engine driver. So we need to have the right engine driver, we need to have the right engine in order to ensure the acceleration of the economic growth with associated socio-cultural well-being. So I can keep on talking a lot about change, but one thing, change needs everyone's commitment. As D.H. Lawrence, one of the veteran author from UK said, change, everyone enjoys the concept of change, but they dreadfully dislike the experience of change. I was contemplating on this, and I thought there was a very interesting story I heard as a kid. Once upon a time, there was a country full of rats, the rats' land, and they lived peacefully, happily. And suddenly, from nowhere, there appeared a cat, and the rats felt scared. They thought their territorial integrity is threatened by the presence of the cat. And they called an emergency general meeting to discuss the imminent danger of cat being present. And they unanimously passed a resolution, let's build the cat. Everyone said, fantastic, fabulous idea. When the cat comes from far away, we can hear the sound of the bell, and then we can go and hide somewhere and save our lives. And then came the billion-dollar question, who will build the cat? And no one was willing to go through the experience because they knew what will happen to them if they come forward to build the cat. So talking about change is easy, driving change, becoming part and parcel of change is difficult. That is something food for thought. By the way, apart from being a passenger, I had been associating with Srilankan Airlines as a trainer, as a consultant in doing some projects. And I always say, whenever I come to Katunayaka training center, I meet best brains and best beauties. It's a place where both meet. And interestingly, I remember a long time ago when I was flying in a particular airline, this strange thing happened. When they were serving meals, the cabin crew member asked, do you want fish or chicken? I said chicken, and she said, sorry, we have only fish. So I hope it will not happen at Sri Lankan Airlines. So simple things should be in order. That is management. For me, management is all about management, driving change. It's all about people, it's all about time, it's all about action. So I mentioned in that seminar organized by European Chamber, we are a nation of talkers. We talk, but where is the action? Execution brings results. And I believe in strong hands-on action. Actions bring results. So may I invite all of you all to get together, act together, and deliver the expected results together. As they say, future belongs to those who create it. So let's get together in creating the desired future. Let's dream it. Let's devote ourselves in delivering that dream, in making it a reality. So let me wish Sri Lankan Airlines all the very best. May you have tremendous success in time to come. May you work together as engaged employees striving towards excellence. I have no doubt that you have all the talents available. Human talent is in abundance. You need to put them in order, aligning them, engaging them, then they will be supercharged. Then they will achieve extraordinary results. With my experience with dealing with you all, I think you have all the ingredients needed. You need to put them in a proper order and ignite the spark of inspiration, the spark of interactively achieving results. So, future is bright. Let's create that bright future. Let's fly higher. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much for that very energetic and electrifying message being shared to us. Our keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Ajantha Dharmasiri. Thank you very much, sir. We now come into a very important milestone, and that is the launch of our website. And to do the honors, we like to invite the sole person who is behind this entire project. I'd like you to please put your hands together for Mr. Chamara Pereira, the Head of Information Technology of Srilankan Airlines, everybody. He's brought a revolutionary change. He's going to do the honors of launching the EASLA, the ISLA website. Why were we silent when we launched a website? Come on, everybody, make some noise. www.isla.org, that's the page for you. So we got home, gallery, and of course, a possibility of contacting and reaching out as well. So that's the website. Currently needs to be updated, probably uploading of tonight's event. And how to find us. All those details have been shared to you. That's all on the page of www.isla.org. And now we're getting ready for another spot of entertainment, which will thereafter followed into the conclusion of today's event. I'd like you to once again put your hands together as we welcome the Api Machan team who will be performing Yaluwo Api Yaluwo.
Yaluwo api yaluwo ek bukure mal wage Yaluwo api yaluwo ek rehne daru wage